Hello, I think I went live again and tried to go live again anyway. And yes, it seems like it's working. So this is just a quick Samty for Jen, I think it was, who asked, and I forgot to do it at the time. Didn't wrote down who asked for it, but I see it there in the book, so I just look at it. Weekly time frame, I can see already there's a huge gap there on different time frames. Weekly, nothing gap wise. Testing the 200. It's the first test of it in a while. First test of it since you went through it in end of middle of March 2018. Hello, microphone, are you back? Yes. And is this stream working? Who knows? Possibly not. Yes, it is. Okay, yeah, we're back quickly just to look at this one because I think it was Jen S for it and I didn't get around to it. I think even I'm doing the right ticker. SAM, Boston Beer Company, long-term trend. It's been in a downtrend. It might be turning around. This seems like what she was talking about. Perhaps doesn't yet have demonstrated a test from this sort of trend line. Could go lower, but you can see that doesn't seem to be relevant. It's actually something more like that, at which point you're getting your entry now. This is an uptrend. This is hidden bullish divergence, perhaps. You need to see this as a low for that to happen. You'd say it's gone below the 236. There's the Fibonacci. The 236 is $610.81. A 4-hour open and close above there might take you back as far up as 919. Incredible trade on the go in that sense. And if you drop down from the weekly to the 4-hour, spread out again, that $900 trade we're talking about, that would be it filling this gap. There's two trades to take on this from here to your 200, which is likely the lower side of that gap, and the 382. You can either get that on a test of these moving averages or an open and close above the 236 and onwards, right? And 610 to 713 is very tradable. It's even more tradable from here, though, if you get a good entry. And you could follow your stop on the way up. If you break the 200, you will fill the gap. There is nothing in between stopping you at 618. At 915 does look interesting. It has put in a very strong move on the RSI. Though you've already reached the bottom of the bullish control zone, that would suggest, maybe the move has happened. But certainly the thing that took us here has already demonstrated that it's taken a break. 50 period moving average below you, also at your horizontal levels of resistance previously at 530. Is there another test of that? It's not much of a percentage, but it might make a difference to your risk management. There's a tiny gap up to 601. Also this horizontal level. And it looks as though that might be where price is trying to reach. It's already done most of that move, having put in a bullishly divergent low earlier on. Earlier being on the 1st of October. So most of that move in terms of the risk-free element is gone, though you have come back to your 55. You haven't gone back to your 50 simple, which is a little bit less risky of an entry. I find you are close to your 200. Your 50 will likely go through that. That'll be the test that maybe takes you to your 236. It might be the time to enter this trade when the 50 is touching the 200 and you get an example of how the future of price action might go based on the strength of that test, and also it likely brings price action towards those 533 areas that gives you that entry. And 30-minute time frame, you can see held within the bullish control zone. You've got a very strong picture on your momentum, if you can see that, of it building up here. If this is a downtrend, which it is, and this then continues on beyond its own 236 to the downside, that would be bad, but it's a significant distance away from there at the minute. Let me just draw it properly so you can see. There's your low, there's your high. It's on the 236 at the minute. You can't even define this as a local top. The 18 period moving average on 30-minute time frame, that's the one might catch it. 15-minute time frame, you're below that. The 50 is down at the 382. May well then come back to the 50 at 526. The 382 is at 533. That's your entry zone. And then you can put an easy stop in below your 618 and that retrace beyond that area. What is that? It's $519, 517. Your 200 period moving average, anything below there, it goes on and makes lower lows on this part of this time frame, and comes down, maybe tests that horizontal or a diagonal sloping demand line or a lower one. So that retest there, what would that look like on the 1 hour? might fail to hold that 200, come down to the 50 at the 618 and so on. That's why beyond there would be where you need to have your risk management. On the 4 hour, looking left, there are areas that will need to get above before it hits here. Pardon me. Pardon me again. So for Boston Beer Company, you're looking for a number of areas above you. The first one's 583, then 610. There is a huge gap, but before you get there, you've got the 200 period on the 4 hour, and you've also got the horizontals all over the place. And on the daily time frame, you've got your 50 coming in at around that 583 before you even get up to the bottom side of that gap. So places to take profit, places to manage your risk, good trade, good move to be had, massive gap on the top side. So you let your winners run, follow it with a stop, take profit at sensible areas, and there might be money on the table. Awesome. Take a look at. The only thing I'd worry about in the lower time frames is where do you see this test come in at? This is not one. This is a very strong move to without have any sort of a test. For it to be like more hyped, more news, more publicity, everybody talking about it, you'd want to see it put in a series of higher lows and it be undeniably positive on both the top and the low side of things. I wouldn't want to see it go back as far as the 618 in that sense. A 382 and then further would be good. On the 15-minute time frame, that might mean that you get an entry at 534. You don't get all the way down at 533, but that would be where I'd enter anyway. And then, manage your stop there, looking left horizontals. You could even go and put in a stop just below the 0.5 at 526. You don't need to wait for a golden pocket retracement, especially if you're relying on this being a very, very positive uptrend, in which case you want a big move and you'll take your profits. Maybe you'll have a stop loss as well. And if you are taking long on this and you were entering there, you had your stop just below the 0.5, so you go into the 232, your first stop just below the 0.5. First level, take profit above. It's already a 5-to-1 trade. That's on 30 minutes. And it's not your first profit target. No, it is. It's your first one. Then your 236 beyond that, 610. That's 7.76. So one trade. That's very good. And then if you go up to the bottom side of this gap and hit the 382, you could even justify moving this stop somewhere else. Like you've already now got an 18. Right, that's 20-to-1 trade, more or less. Your 200 period moving average is up there. That makes it, what does that make it? 25-to-1 trade, right? At which point, if you are taking that, there are areas where you might want to put a stop loss beyond this previous support here on the left at $500. And you could say, I'll manage my risk at that area. I'll take this trade if we confirm some sort of support above that was previously resistance. Then I'll set a slightly less on the top profit that I'm going to make, but I'll be more secure about knowing price action isn't going to go down, having put in a firm test of something. And you've got so much chocolate on your biscuit with this thing, it looks dead interesting. Anyway, that's that covered briefly with a couple of different indicators. Bollinger Band, daily time frame. You've touched the bottom one, you've been tracing it for ages, you've covered the center line, testing the top of it. Could be bullish. You need to see this RSI maintain above the center line itself. You need to see this test fail of the downside and then come back through positive reaction to that price action. You are looking then ultimately at a 618 retrace, which would be up at 900 plus bucks. And so the full extent of that trade that Jen's talking about is incredible, right? Like, if it is Jen, I think it was. Where is it gone? Where is my long position gone? Where are you? There it is. It's right in there. Where are you? Come over here. 40-to-1. Huge move on the go. If you can bear the consternation, the hesitation, and the flux within these two areas, these two first drawn on green lines, then there could be a really good trade on you. So there you go. That's that. It's just a quick update because someone asked for it. I felt bad. I'd written it down in the book of records. So if I don't do it after that, that's terrible. And I even had my hot water and lemon all ready to relax. So that's that. That's thanks very much. Sorry. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Could I take a pick up? I can't take a pack of anything. This is the second video I've done today. Just come back because somebody paid and I forgot to do it. Sorry, Riley. Thank you very much. Lots of love, and hopefully that's helped. I haven't been able to get live along so well this week. I've missed you. Missed you too, Corey's Ghost. Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry. Missed you. Think about you every day, mate. Hope you're doing well.